What up, YouTube? It's your boy Penny LS1 checking in with another video. This is gonna be labeled, I don't want to say, I wouldn't call it a part 2, but if y'all remember when I did how much does it cost to Lsswap your vehicle, this is gonna be a part 2 to that vehicle. So I'm gonna cover everything else that I've done to the vehicle aside from just the Lsswap. We're talking suspension, wheels, tires, brakes. I don't think I covered the exhaust in the first video because technically you don't need the exhaust to put the engine in the car. I just covered the headers, the cross member, engine mount, stuff like that. So wheels, tires, brakes, suspension, exhaust, interior, because I've done some work on the interior. And so basically what I'm going to cover is what it costs to basically do a resto mod, restoration, however you want to categorize it, or however much in depth you want to go, whether you're going back factory restored or if you're going to do some modifications to the restoration. So mine is technically a resto mod. From the outside, it's going to look pretty much stock, but I've done a bunch of stuff inside under the hood that's not stock. So I've got a bunch of receipts here. Most of my parts, as you know, if you follow me, I make a lot of trips with Summit Racing. So I got Summit Racing receipts. I've got everything here. Summit Racing, I've got Rock Auto, I've got Original Parts Group, Dixie Restoration Depot. I've been tearing Dixie Restoration up lately, man. That's been my go-to for some of the interior stuff that I've been ordering. And then there's some miscellaneous parts store receipts and invoices. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut y'all off. I'm going to make a spreadsheet real quick with pivot tables and all that good jazz so that I can categorize everything out, give y'all totals. We can just add that on to the first video. I believe that first video came in. Matter of fact, I'll cut to that slide right here. Total right here. That'll get you up and running. Okay, so we're going to take that total and we're going to add this to it, and you'll get and as you know, the car isn't finished. The car is in the driveway, so I keep looking. See, it's right there. It's not finished. It's almost ready to paint. Matter of fact, before I cut that back on, I'm getting ready to wash the vehicle because I've got dirt and grime on under the bottom rockers and stuff since I've been driving it. And as you know, I painted that. So I will take y'all over. I want to show y'all something real quick. So I pulled out, this is my bill of sale and my title application receipt. I purchased this vehicle, transferred the title over. This was July 25th, 2015. So we're coming up on 10 years that I've owned this vehicle. 2015. The mileage at the time, it's listed on here on my bill of sale as 12,877, which technically is probably 112,877. So when I put the Dakota digital gauges in there, I put it in as 100,000 miles instead of the, the symbol, what is this? Oh, but yeah, I put it in as 100 and I'm going to show you because I want to show you the difference in the mileage, but I didn't put it in as 12,877 or 13,000. So, and then I paid $3,500 for this vehicle. So can't get it for that. Well, you probably can find something like that. They're going to be probably in bad shape though. This one was in pretty bad shape. Aesthetically, structurally, it was pretty solid. So let's walk over to the car. Let me show you the odometer reading. So remember 112,877. Let's look and see what it's got on it now. Let's walk over here and see if I can get my gimbal to act right. So, because we put the engine in 2016, late 2016, February, I want to say it was February 16, I think. Anyway, so let me show you the mileage on the odometer compared to what I just read to y'all on the bill of sale, and then we'll get started with the spreadsheet, and I'll cut y'all back on here in a second. All right, so y'all can see the current reading is 116,162. How's that for 10-year ownership? For, is that just shy of 4,000 miles? That's crazy. Or just a little over 4,000 miles. So that's what we're looking at. So let me go ahead and get this car washed off and degreased, and then I'm going to use the car as a backdrop. I'll set up in the garage, and then I'll get my spreadsheet done, and let's talk some parts. I'm going to give y'all part prices, where I got them from, and when I say part prices, part numbers, where I ordered them, and then I'll give you the part price, and we'll give you a total. Let's go. All right, so we're going to get right into it. Got my trusty iPad out. So on the first video, like I said, I touched on the Lsswap, the cost of the Lsswap. So what I'm going to cover in this video is going to be everything else, right? pretty much the rest of the restoration on this car. So I've got everything on my spreadsheet. So we'll go ahead and start with the lights. I've replaced the headlights, the turn signals, the side markers, front, rear, and the tail lights. The front side marker lens, $60 for the pair. The rear side marker lens was $63. The rear has this bezel. When you buy it, it's black, but you're supposed to paint it. Yeah, you're supposed to paint it to match the car, or you can leave it black if you choose. But the bezel was $24. There's a gasket that go between the bezel and the quarter panel, because those lights mount from the inside of the trunk, so that gasket keeps the water out. That was $3 for the pair. The tail lamps, I got those. Oh, all that stuff I just mentioned was OPGI. All the side markers and the gasket and the bezel. Original Parts Group Incorporated. The tail lights, I got my tail lights from Dixie Restoration Depot. $275. They're actually really, really nice, but yeah, $275. Oh, I forgot the front. No, I didn't. So on the front, I replaced the headlights and the lens, the turn signal lens in the front. You know, the ones at the bottom of the bumper. Those lenses were $23.48. That was an eBay purchase. Actually, I mean, it's plastic. The original one was plastic, so not that big of a deal. They're pretty decent. My headlights I got from Octane Lighting. Octane Lighting. $79.95 for the 4. I believe they were like $20 a pop. The harness was separate. The harness is $25 for the harness. It's a H4 LED upgrade harness. Comes with the fuse. Fuse, inline fuse, and the 2 relays. And then the lights themselves come with H4 bulbs that are removable, but they're halogen. They're regular halogen. So I upgraded and got some LED bulbs I just bought off Amazon. Those were Oxydo bulbs. I paid $140 for 4, so $70 a pair. And I believe mine are 5000K is the color temp. So those are my lights. The body, I replaced both of the doors. Got those doors from classic to current fabrication. $1429.88. $1429.88 for the doors, plus $300 freight. And these things were shipped locally. These were literally, if you're familiar with Dallas, Fort Worth, I'm in Arlington. They got shipped from a warehouse in Louisville, bro. I literally could have went and picked them up, but I didn't even know that. Somebody told me that. The guy that actually referred me to this website, because he told me they had them in stock. But I mean, if I could have picked them up, I would have could have saved $300. So $1,730 for the doors. I replaced the left fender. That's a good mark fender that I got from Summit Racing. $241 for the fender. I wish I would have kept my stock fender because I'm dealing with issues right now with the hood gap and the door gap. So that's doors and fenders. And also under this section, I have the windshield wiper arms. I replaced those. Brand new arms, not the actual blade, but the metal arm. Those were $20 a piece, so I replaced both of those. I bought a new windshield washer hose kit. I cleaned and painted my original reservoir tank, painted it black, but I did replace the filter and the hose kit to go to the, for the washer squirters. That kit was $14. I replaced the door striker bolt and the door lock knob, the pull knobs. These were, that washer hose kit was OPGI. The door lock striker, or the door striker bolt and the door lock knobs are LG Billet. That's the brand. I got those from Summit. $65 for the striker bolt set, and then $25 for the pull lock knobs. They're billet, and I got them in black. I don't know if they're powder coated or anodized, but they're black. So that's under that section. The next section is exhaust. On the first video, I mentioned about my headers. I do have the Hooker BLACKHEART long tube headers. That was something that you need to source when you're purchasing your swap kit, because you want to make sure you have headers that'll fit on the engine and snug and not have to modify the frame rail. A lot of guys buy headers and mix match the headers with the motor mounts, and then you don't have the right spacing, and you end up having to take a BF BFH and beat the headers so that they can clear the frame. So Hooker BLACKHEART long tube headers with the 3-inch collector. I have the Hooker BLACKHEART full exhaust, full dual exhaust with X pipe. So it's not straight pipe, it's X pipe dual. Got that from Summit, $831 for that. This was in 2020, and I forgot to mention this, but all these prices have changed. This is what I paid when I bought it. This is in 2020. So that BLACKHEART exhaust, hold on, y'all. Okay, so I just went ahead and closed the garage door. Hopefully the lighting is still okay. But what I was saying was that exhaust, that BLACKHEART exhaust, it comes with the side exit pipes. It doesn't give you the option to choose side exit or rear exit. So you buy the exhaust for 831 bucks. And if you don't want the side exit, you have to buy the rear exit pipes separate. So I wanted that because it's the 3-inch rear exit SS tailpipes. That was I was gonna say 400. Well, with taxes it was, but $369.95 is what the kit was when I bought it. So the exhaust itself was $831. The rear exit pipes were $369.95. Man, it's crazy. All right. So then we go to the engine section. Some of the stuff that I bought under the hood. Ignition coil bracket, ICT billet. Oh, the exhaust. I got all that stuff from Summit. The exhaust, the headers, and the tips at Summit Racing. So the ignition coil bracket, ICT billet, also Summit Racing, $40. I bought the low car flexible engine oil dipstick and the flexible transmission dipstick. Those were jigs. I got the oil dipstick. It was $114. The engine dipstick was $162. Yeah. And while I replaced the transmission pan only because I had to replace the internal harness because I had a leak coming from the plug. I was going to initially just replace the O-ring on the harness, but when I was trying to pull it out, I broke one of the solenoid connectors, and then I broke another one, but it actually broke the connector on the harness. The other one actually broke the connector on the solenoid. So I just replaced the whole harness and all the solenoids. So when I was doing that, I realized how it sucked to drop a transmission pan without being able to drain the fluid. So I bought a transmission pan when I put it back together. Hold on. So I went and got a transmission pan from Summit Racing. It's a Trans Depot pan. Got it for 38 bucks. Okay, brakes. This is a big one. This is one of my most watched videos. It's the brakes. Every time I've done a video regarding brakes, it does really, really well. And you guys have asked me bunches of questions on that. So shout out to everybody for the what do you call it? The algorithm for the God damn it, what's the word? The algorithm, but the algorithm. So I have disc brakes all the way around. The front are C5 Corvette. The rear are off the Blazer. I did have the Blazer brakes on the front, but I already had the C5 Blazers. I just couldn't put them on. I mean, I already had the C5 Corvette, excuse me, but I couldn't put those on until I got wheels big enough to clear the caliper and the rotor. So you need at least a 17-inch wheel for the stock C5 brake setup. So once I purchased these wheels, that's when I installed those brakes, and then I sold the front, the Blazer setup. So up front we have C5 Corvette brakes. I bought a kit from Core 3. That's Kore, the number 3, Core 3. They make the bracket so that you can adapt the Corvette caliber to your Blazer spindle, right? So this kit, it came with the bracket, the calibers, the abutment bracket, the rotors, and the brake hose, the flex line. That kit in 2016 when I bought it was $1,041. Trust me, I know it's more than that now. So $1,041 for the front setup. That's for rotors, pads, calibers, bracket, and the flex hose. Out back, we've got the Blazer S10. I went to the salvage yard and pulled the backing plates off of a S10 Blazer. I got the backing plate, the horseshoe parking brake or parking shoe. But I did replace it. But I pulled all that off the Blazer. both sides, and I got all the bolts. This is just the backing plate. Those were, where is it at? It was like 80 bucks, I think. No, $97 they charged me for that. That's not including the calipers, right? So I had a set of Blazer calipers. When I got ready to put them on, I painted them up, got them all nice and pretty, did the install, only found out they were seized. So I ended up taking those off, and I just took them to the local parts store, used them for a core, and I bought brand new calipers from the parts store, $140 for both, $138.45 for both brand new calipers. So we got the bracket, or we got the spindle, the rear spindle, and the calipers. And then I bought brand new pads and rotors. So the spindle from Pick and Pull, the calipers from your local parts store. You get them from anywhere: AutoZone, O'Reilly, Advance, Napa. It's an off-the-shelf part, right? So for the rotors and the brake pads, I ordered those from R1 Concept. Well, I ordered them through Jegs, but it's an R1 Concept part. The rear rotors were $167.97, and the rear pads were $33. So, man. And then I put down here, well, brake lines and fittings. The reason I put that is because I had on the drum brakes in the rear, that hard line goes all the way to the back of the backing pad or backing plate and into the wheel cylinder. So you have to cut that short and put a soft line. You probably can run a hard line, but you want to put a soft line when you put your disc brake calipers on there. So I put for brake lines and fittings $150 because I did the front and the rear. And when I say front, I replaced my booster and master cylinder, and I had to run custom lines. The factory lines wouldn't work with my setup. You probably can manipulate them, but I just ran everything new. So let's go over that. The brake master cylinder. I have had 3 master cylinders on this car. Their factory one, I took that one off originally and I put wheel wood. Couldn't get that one to bleed. This is when I still had the drum brakes. I took the wheel wood off. I brought a new factory, got it to bleed, got the car to stop, but the pedal was just going too far. Wasn't comfortable with it. I didn't drive the car for about a year, fooling with them brakes and the master cylinder. So lo and behold, an angel from the sky came down and blessed your boy. So I do have the wheel with master cylinder. I had it. I kept it. I was going to sell it. Actually, I think I tried to sell it. Nobody wanted to buy it. So I just had it in a box on the shelf, and then somebody blessed me. So Retrofit Innovations reached out to me. They actually saw one of the videos when I was struggling with that Willwood master cylinder. They saw that video. They messaged me. They reached out to me. They were like, hey, look, saw your video. I like what you're doing. I have a solution to your problem. I'm like, I'm all ears, right? So the solution to the problem was they were in the process of releasing a kit to adapt a Bosch eye booster to the GBody. They've already had kits out on the road for other vehicles, but they were just finishing up the one for the GBody. So they reached out to me for collaboration. Videos in the link, or link to the video is in the description. That's one of my highest watched videos. So he reached out to me and asked if I was interested in doing a collaboration. And I'm like, yeah, I'm interested. Tell me more. So all they wanted was for me to do the install, record it, and capture my initial honest reaction. They were that confident in this product that he knew I would love it. And let me tell you, I love it. So Bosch eye booster comes standard on Tesla, comes standard on 2018 Honda Accord and some other vehicles. So the eye booster, it's an electromechanical booster. You guys are familiar with the stock booster, which is vacuum. You're familiar with the hydro boost, right? This is neither. This is straight electronic. And the way they have it set, it's a 3-wire hookup. You got your 12-volt constant, 12-volt ignition, ground. That's it. It's got a harness that plugs into the booster itself because it does have a onboard computer. It's already programmed. And when I say that sucker, it pretty much magnifies your foot pedal or your foot pressure. Stops like that. Trust me, if you haven't driven a car that has an iBooster, whether it be a new car, matter of fact, go drive a newer car. Like my mom has a 2018 Honda Accord. And I drive her car all the time, and I never knew it had that booster on it, but I knew the brakes was like seatbelt choking you every time you barely tap it. So I got that right here now in miniskirt. iBooster. So shout out to Retrofit Innovations for that. So price. Tell them Penny LS1 sent you if you contact them. The kit was gifted to me in exchange for a video with honest opinion and reaction. So the booster... The master cylinder, everybody knows that's a Willwood product. The one I have is $436.91. I picked that up from Summit Racing. That was back in 2023. So in November of 24 is when they reached out to me about this iBooster. It's about $900 just for the booster. It comes with the brackets to mount it to the firewall for the GBody, and then another bracket on the front so that you can mount either a Willwood master cylinder, and I think they have a bracket for the Bear. So you can use Bear or Willwood. So reach out to Retrofit Innovations for that. So the booster itself, I believe, is around $900. And then they do sell the Willwood master cylinder and Bear if you need it. You can get it as a full kit for about $1,400. So you compare that to the Hydro Boost setup. I'm not familiar with how much those cost, but trust me, compared to it, it's probably around the same price. I guarantee you it ain't got nothing on this. Trust me. And this is not sponsored. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being paid to say this. Trust me. I drove my buddy's Colin. Well, I didn't drive it. We went to O'Reilly to get something, and we were having an issue with the car, so he asked me to get in and put it in gear. So I get in and I push the brakes. I said, "Oh hell nah, we got to get you an iBooster, dog. It's been so long since I felt that soft pedal on the GBody. I don't want it no more." So brakes were pretty expensive, although I was gifted the booster, but front and rear disc swap with booster and new master cylinder. And the lines. I put $150 for the custom lines made by myself. All right, so now let's go to the steering and suspension. All right, so if you don't know, I've got QA1 front and rear coilovers. I have tubular upper A-arms in the front, and I have stock lowers, but they are new. And then I replaced the front steering linkage. So the coilovers, like I say, everything on this list has gone up since I've done it. And here's the drop spindles. I put the drop spindles under the suspension section. When I was talking about the brakes, the Beltec drop spindles, I got those from Summit. They were $439. Beltec 2-inch drop spindle. So coilovers. The rear coilovers, when I bought them in 2022, were $704. The front coilovers were $491, and I believe the front are about $700 now, and the rear are like $9. I don't know. So both of those QA1 setup from Summit Racing. My front, I have the 400 pound spring rate on my front, and my rear, I believe, is 200. Yeah, I think it's 200. The upper A-arms in the front are BMR. Picked those up from Summit Racing as well, $360 for that. The lower control arms I actually ordered from Speedway back in 2020, 21, whatever that was, $240. It came bare, no ball joint, no bushings, and I didn't put that on here, but I did replace all that, the bushings, well, not replace it. I installed Moog bushings, and the ball joint is actually a what do you call it? Pro forged. So Pro forged ball joints, and the upper A-arms actually came with Pro forged ball joints as well. The front end rebuild kit, I got the complete Pro forged kit, meaning tie rod sleeves, inner and outer tie rod ends, the drag linkage, and the, correct me if I'm wrong, the idler arm, the one that mounts on the passenger side, or pitman arm. I always get those mixed up. But all that came in a kit. Pro Forest, I picked that up from Summer Racing, $233. And let's see. Oh, on the coilovers, I did get the thrust bearing kit. I only got it for the front because the rear you don't really need it in the rear because the rear are easy to adjust. The front, because of the weight of the engine, you want that thrust bearing. Those were $50, and I got that from Summer Racing as well. That's a QA1 product. So that's the steering and suspension as of now. In the rear, I haven't done the trailing arms in the rear. It's just I just got coilovers, so I haven't replaced bushings. Excuse me, I haven't replaced bushings or the trailing arms in the rear. Now I did buy new control arm bolt kit because I can't remember, but I'm sure it didn't come with it. I can't remember. Oh, for the lower, that's what it was. So the control arm bolt kit is actually UMI. I picked that up from Summit, and it's just new hardware, nuts and bolts, and washers. $24 for that bolt kit. All right, now this I know what a lot of y'all want to hear. So first, let me do the wheels, and then the last section is going to be air conditioning. That's been the hot topic lately. You can see I'm sweating right now. Hot topic, cold topic. So wheels, these are 17 by 8 all the way around. They are year one N90. These are the factory replicas, but they're a size 17 and 8-inch wide. And those are wrapped in, and I didn't put the tires on here. Man, I'm slipping, bruh. The tires are 245/40. Is it 45? 245/45/17. And these are Kumo Extra V730. I want to say the tires were like $800. And I picked those up. I ordered them from Tire Rack and had them delivered to National Tire and Battery. And then I just took my wheels up there and they mounted it and balanced them. The wheels were ordered from Jegs. $12.96 for the wheels. It came as a full kit. 4 wheels, 4 center caps, all 16 lug nuts. Is it 16? 20, excuse me. 20 lug nuts. And I think that was it. Yeah. So $12.96 for that from Jegs. And then I ordered some, the wheel studs. I didn't even put that on there. The wheel studs, I should have that in the brake section because that's when I put those on. But the wheel studs are ARP. I have the same studs in the front and the rear, and they were like $61. So I think they were $30. Was it 60 a pair? Hell, don't even give me a line. The part number is 70-100-7708. That's an ARP. I ordered them from Jegs because at the time Summit were back ordered. So Jegs had some in stock and I snatched them. So that's wheels, tires, studs, paint materials. Man, I have a video on that where I actually mix the paint. I ordered my materials from, well, I said I wasn't going to say who I ordered it from because I had a couple of issues with this particular vendor and I've since stopped using them. But the product, I don't blame the product, I just blame the vendor. But the product is House of Color. That's the brand that I chose to go with. And all together, the material that I've ordered, and I've actually ran out of most of it, so I've got to get more. I've spent about $3,000 on just the paint itself. That's not counting the primer. That's just the base coat, pearl coat, primer. Well, primer sealer is in there. So primer sealer, House of Color, base coat, pearl coat, clear coat, and all my pearls. Because the pearl coat, I made it. I mixed it myself, so I bought it as the Transnebuli, which is the clear base coat or inner coat. And then I mixed all the pearls and metallic myself. So I bought it all separate and mixed it to my formula. So $3,000, you can say roughly, because there's probably about anywhere between 29 and 31, just on the House of Color product. So that's a lot right there. And I ran out of clear coat because I painted some stuff twice. Dough jams for one, and the fenders, the jams. So with the materials, I still have base coat and base coat and pearl, but I've painted the trunk jam, the underside of the trunk, the door jams on the car, the door jams on the door, the hood underside, and both fenders jams, and the fender liners or the wheel arcs. I painted all of that. So everything, all of my jams are painted on this car. I just need to mask it up and paint the outside whenever I finish wet sanding and blocking it. So $3,000 for material. All right, so this is what y'all really want to hear about because this is what I've done most recently. which is the air conditioning. Factory air conditioning. Like I tell everybody, if your unit works, don't pull it out. And when I say if it works, meaning if you turn your switch on, that blower motor blows, right? You put it on AC and the fan blows, or if you put it on heat and you got hot air coming in, it works, right? Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. I got 3 or 4 videos on this unit. Hold on. So I definitely recommend you go check out all the videos that I have regarding this air conditioning unit, because I had to replace the heater core and the evaporator. Well, the heater core was leaking, so that's what prompted me to take the lid off the AC box. So I replaced the heater core, evaporator core. I already had a new dryer. I painted my dryer satin black. But when I took the lid off the AC box, I saw some rust on the firewall. And when I saw that is when I started investigating the inside of the car for rust on the floor pan. And I found some, but it was actually not as bad as I thought. But I had already yanked the carpet out. So I didn't put that in this spreadsheet. But I did, and you guys have probably seen the video where I did strip the floor down pretty much all the way to metal. Epoxy primered it, and then I laid down some sound deadening material. I put new factory jute, new factory sound deadening, and a new carpet. And while I had all that out, I ran wires for my stereo to the trunk and all that. So I won't even include that in the video because I don't have the prices for all that stuff right here. But as far as the air conditioning goes, AC compressor, I'm running a Holley high mount setup. So my brackets, all my brackets are Holley. So I have that Holley bracket on the passenger side for the R4 compressor. So that bracket it's a Holley part, bought from Summit Racing. $202 just for that bracket. They came by itself because you have to buy the eyelet pulley separate. The eyelet pulley was $50. The pigtail harness for the compressor was $21. The compressor itself was $230.99. Yeah, that's just for the compressor and the bracket. The heater core, where's the heater core? I got heater hose, heater control valve. Okay, I don't have it on here. I don't know why. Okay, AC, the evaporator core. Evaporator core was $78. Rock Auto, my AC condenser was $93.75 from Rock Auto. Cutlass, so that my fittings are on the passenger side. The AC refrigerant hose is also from Rock Auto. So Four Seasons part, it's the Cutlass hose. That was $72 from Rock Auto. The AC dryer kit was $32 from Rock Auto. I bought new heater hoses. Got those from Summit. They were $20 a piece. So I bought the 5/8 and a 3/4 inch. So $40 for heater hoses. The trinary switch, $42. That's a vintage air part. And the trinary switch B-lock port, which is that splice, that's $63. That's a vintage air part as well. Got from Summit Racing. Now I also put a heater control valve in mine. I got an AC Delco part, ADO 155533. It's a dual valve. It's not the single valve that comes stock. So mine, when I turn the AC on, it closes that valve and it allows the coolant to circulate from the water pump through the valve and back. It closes it off so it doesn't continue to go through the heater core, keeping hot coolant circulating while the AC is on. That way you get less ambient hot air blowing the AC. And if y'all seen that video, I got my AC blowing as cold as 39 degrees coming out of the vent. I put that little meat thermometer in there and it was 39 degrees. So that's everything on the air conditioning. I did leave off the heater core. I don't have it on here. I don't remember how much it was. Let's just say it was $50. Okay. So we got paint material, wheels and tires, air conditioning setup, steering and suspension, front and rear brakes, all the stuff I done under the engine as far as the transmission dipstick, oil dipstick, transmission pan, coil bracket. My gauges, the exhaust. This is just the exhaust and the tailpipes, not including the headers. The headers were included in that first video. The body with doors, fender, wiper blades, arms, door lock knobs, door striker bolt, and front and rear tail lights, headlights, side markers, front blinkers. Y'all ready for this? So if you remember from the first video, I want to say it was just shy or just a little above 11,000. This total with just the stuff that's on this list that I mentioned, we're looking at, I'm gonna put it right here. We're looking at, can you see me? Where, right here? This list right here, $16,383.03. 3 of these. It's a lot, right? So that's 27,000. I'll put the exact number, I'll add them up. It's 27, was probably 28. $28,000. She ain't even painted yet, big dog. This ain't no frame off either. So, and like I said in the first video, you can save here or there. You don't have to get the most expensive stuff. When I was ordering my parts, when I first bought the car, I was new to the Lsswap game. I didn't know of other brands. And when I discovered the Lsswap and how I wanted to do it, the only thing I saw and liked was Holley. So I figure, I saw a video, he used all Holley stuff, everything works together. No BFH on your headers, none of that. And yeah, it's pricey, but it works, right? So you don't have to go with Holley. Obviously, there's other brands out there. Everybody's coming up with stuff now to make it easier and, you know, more cost effective to do these swaps. That's just what I chose. So before you before you jump in the comments saying it don't cost that much, go buy all these parts now in 2025 and holler back at your boy, because I bought this, and most of these parts I bought pre-COVID. Some of it was shortly after that. But all the stuff to get it running initially was all bought in 2016. And those prices are through the roof now. So even some of your different brands are going to be more. So do it however you want to do it, right? You can take some advice from what you see me do, what you've seen me do. You can take advice from other folks, but it's your build. Don't let nobody tell you it don't cost that much to do your car how you want to do your car. Don't let nobody tell you that, right? Because it's your money. They may have more money than you. They may have less money than you. At the end of the day, it don't even matter. It's your vehicle. If you want to cheap out, cheap out. As long as that sucker running and driving and you happy with it, cool. Me personally, y'all see how long it's taking me to do this, right? I'm a what they call it? I can't even think. Something to do with procrastinating, but I'm real consistent at procrastinating only because I want to get it right. As much money as I'm spending on this car, I don't care about rushing. Like I say, up until now, I haven't even been driving it. Now I can turn the key right now. Y'all see I got stuff sitting on the roof. That's just the trim I took off and repainted the other day. I can slap that back on right now, put the windows back on track, crank it up, AC blow snowballs. Well, they do blow snowballs, but I was gonna say I can't take it driving because I'm actually in the process of plumbing this transmission cooler. So I'm waiting on some fittings to come in and finish that up. So, but anyway, man, I say all that to say, do you, man. Don't worry about the haters out there, bro, because I got them all in my comments. I know y'all see them. So I want to thank everybody for rocking with your boy. Thank you for your support over the years. If you purchased a number 6 AC line from your boy, I appreciate you, man. I sure appreciate you. I still got one available and I can make them the order. Let me know. Thank you for rocking with your boy. Make sure you check me out on Instagram and TikTok at PennyLS1. And until next time, I got to go make some more money, but I'm going to holler at you. PennyLS1, holler at your boy.